In between all this rain, Gary's working on a truck, I'm working on the hummingbirds, and I still have to go into the garden to collect some vegetables. I'll take you with me. And this is funny. Gary's checking on a caterpillar. I can talk about that later. I don't remember when we've seen this much rain, but what I'm doing is it's already raining. So I'm only going to stay out here for a minute. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. I'm picking a whole basket of stuff because I'm going to make a green drink, breakfast, even for dinner. I've got rosemary in there. I've got different greens in there. Look at this red. This is green, but it's red. Is that not cool? This is beautiful from the rain. So I'm going to have a lot of stuff to do once the rain is over. But the plants are doing great. Look how beautiful and peaceful it is. Oh my goodness, I can't wait till spring. No, I can wait. This is my break time. I'm still growing. And if you set yourself up, I don't care where you are. I know people growing in the snow. If you set yourself up right, you can grow. Look at the mustard on the bottom there. Eggplant, oh, we're starting to pour. I just wanted to say I'm gonna go pick, I gotta get out of here. I got to get in before my camera gets all wet. Look at the mustard on the bottom. Everything is loving this rain. And everything is starting to break down too, a lot of things. The things that are supposed to break down are breaking down, and that's okay. It's making my soil. This is what I'm going to have in the spring. Free, free, free. Keep that in mind. We can do this on the free. I'm going to use the word preach. I can't preach this enough to you because you go out and you buy potting mix. There's nothing wrong with buying potting mix. But the point is you don't need to. But how about buying it and mixing it? I do that sometimes. No, I don't even use a lot of this. This is Gary's thing. Sometimes I use a little bit to put on the top, but you can collect your own leaves and wood chips and stuff from around the ground and use it. But this Gary spreads around here so we can park. Otherwise, this would just be mud. He does use it in his garden. Oh, we're getting windy. We've got another storm moving in again. Well, it's been one storm after another. But the point is, let's step under the tree for a minute. Probably not a good tree to stand under. You know what I always used to tell my grandkids? If a tree falls and you don't have time to move, flatten yourself as much as you can on the ground. Because the odds are it's not going to fall flat unless a big branch breaks. But the point is, everything that these plants are growing in around here, nobody takes care of them. And we have all the flowers up there, is all free. So I just take like all my plants here, the turmeric and ginger. Look, I have it all prepared. Come spring, I just drop my stuff in there. I can even use any of these pots to grow anything I want. And I'm preparing them. Now, I haven't been able to do it because we've had so much rain. So once the rain came in, I stopped. But look, I did this entire table. All this by just going through and dumping out, taking out my turmeric and ginger, keeping it prepped for the spring so I can plant it in the late spring. But in the meantime, I've got these pots growing, or not growing. Oh, they are growing. Look, seeds are getting in there and growing. But the point is, this is just leaf matter that came out of everything else. We're going to have to run. So let me see what else. I might get some more Swiss chard before I run in, but I just want to keep saying, please get your totes. You know, I set these up. I'm feeding the birds in the meantime. Look at all the stuff. Kitchen scraps. Put some wood on top or cardboard so the birds can hop in there and get the little bugs that are starting to break this down. We had this covered in the beginning, and even milk or cheese, anything left over, you dump that in there. And then I noticed nothing's bothering it. No rats. No squirrels, no nothing. So I said to Gary, leave it open. Just leave it the way it is and let it do its thing. Let nature rain on that and let the warblers, that's why they're singing. They're singing because they know there's tons of food here. They come in here, they're forage in these totes. And you know what's great? Not that they're pooping in there. They're probably not. But if they were, that's great. What is wonderful is come spring, this is going to be gone. What you see will look just like soil, as they call compost. This is free. Look at all the scraps in there. Eggs, oranges. I even throw chicken in there sometimes. It's going to break down. Chicken bones won't break down. If you threw some in there, it's not going to hurt anything. You know how they go look for dinosaur bones? It's going to be there. It loosens up the soil and keeps spaces for the earthworms and microbes to live in. But the main thing is, anything that was once alive, you can put in there. Eggshells, crush them or don't crush them, up to you. If you leave them like that, then the earthworms will get inside and make homes, basically. They'll crawl in there. They have airspace. Whatever way you want to do it. I just know I'm going to have to run in. But I'm going to talk about this over and over. You don't need to buy soil and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. What you need to do is collect things from around your garden or your friends. Go clean up your friend's garden. Go to the park, walk around. Just make sure they're not spraying. You don't want anything that's sprayed. But if it's not sprayed, go for it. Pick it. That's why it's best if it comes out of your own. And once you start growing, you'll have your endless supply. Yes, barren ground, just starting fresh, you won't have too much, but you still will always have. But once you grow, everything that dies back, something you planted didn't make it, you just got yourself some more free soil. I'm going to get some Swiss chard. So keep that in mind, and then you can forage. Now in Southern California, we can keep growing, and that we do have here. But you know what? The way our taxes are and the amount it costs to live here, it's good we can grow something. But this is for our health. It is so important to get something real because so much of the food is not real anymore. This I do separate. Fry this up with some eggs and it's so good. You know, I think that's enough for right now because I've collected so much. I've already collected a lot of that. I'm going to cater to this. I'm going to put a blue tote there and the red one. But I don't want to move too much because this one's doing real good. It might be hugging this bucket. So the bucket gets water and it always keeps this well watered. Remember, layer, layer, layer. And we have to talk about how to grow in totes because some of you, including me, don't do it right all the time. If you don't do it right, you don't end up with as much. If you remember, we'll talk about it, how we can do less is better. Well, that's how we're going to do it. Let's see, I'll take this leaf. I'm going to make a green drink too, and I like adding celery to it, celery leaves. So I'm going to go grab this. It is just full of stuff in here. I think I've got moringa and everything in there. I've got enough to last me for a day or two. Let's step over the water. But this is the way it's been for weeks. I think it's too wet. There is weeds in here, but I've got walking onions. Walking onions like a lot of sun. All right, I am going to run in. I'm hoping everybody's having a wonderful day. Let me shield my camera. This is what's going on in the backyard. How is this going? Oh, we are underwater. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. You know, most of those died back. This was just a ton of papayas. This is doing fine. And these are just weeds. They don't even have to be there. I don't need them because I've got in here a ton of them. Probably when I say a ton, there's probably about 20, 30 plants in here. I don't even know what's going on in here. Oh, they're still doing good. Look at that milkweed. This is a milkweed, but these are Mexican papayas. These drowned out because I didn't take care of them. No big deal. I don't want that many Mexican papayas. So these are the papayas I planted. So there's quite a few, but then in here, they're being sheltered. And those are doing really well in there. See? So I really have to clean this up in there. So everything's doing good. I'm quite happy. I have enough food. Let's see, you know what? I'll bring Gary in a pepper. This is my herb garden now. It used to be called my pizza garden. Let's see. These are the peppers from Walmart. Boy, do we have to talk about peppers. Which one do I want? A little green on that one. I'll go with this one. There we go. So I'll have a pepper, rosemary, sage, basil is still growing. Look at that. And then I've got some different mints here. I've got holy mint. I've got Thai basil. Just everything is growing in here. That died back and it's supposed to because this is turmeric. Pink label, like I always say. If I have pink label, it means turmeric. So I think I have enough for right now. I think there's tomatoes somewhere, but I'm not crazy about the taste of tomatoes in the winter. All right, I think we're good. So I want everybody to have a wonderful day. I just took you with me on a small harvest. Like I said, this is just packed all the way to the bottom. I even picked for dessert or to make a drink out of a small, ooh, we got a slug on there. We don't want you. Not in the house. Yeah, wash that up. That'll be fine. I don't want to bring them in the house. Celery. Different colors. I've got red vein sorrel in there. Is that not cool? Look at, I have water. No, this has been no joke. We have so much rain, but It has worked out really good, and come spring, I'm going to be doing a lot of things, I think, differently this year. Live and learn. Some things I did, they worked, but I think we can do it better, and we can all do it better. So have a wonderful day. I am done right now. I am running in the house, and we've got rain for, I think, 3 more days, today and a couple more days, and then we're supposed to have sun. I can get back to work on my turmeric that's down there and get that all harvested and stored, and then start getting serious on these totes in the rainbow garden. I might leave the hummingbirds lunch because the hummingbirds really do like coming here. But this, we're going to have to clean this up. I want more food, and the flowers can go on the bottom and the food can go on the top. That keeps the rabbits out. I have another pepper there. I got more peppers through there, but I think we're good. One will do. And then I want to move the milkweed around. It is so full of butterflies and caterpillars. I'll take you over here for a minute. This is unreal. And they're all through there. There's a caterpillar on the wall. I don't know. This is so off season. I just covered up this just now because they're cocooning. They're doing their chrysalids. There's one there. And they ate up that plant. There's still one down there. But there's more plants in there. And then there's one here in the middle of making its chrysalid. And I just covered it. I'm not taking them in right now. But look at that. Look at my potato mint I want to harvest. I know there's potatoes in there. I kind of peeked the other day, so I know there is some. My flowers are all dying back, but look, free seeds. So when it's dry next week, I'm going to come collect the seeds. All right, everybody, like I said, have a wonderful day. The hawk hasn't come back. How funny. That's the camera. Have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Oh, wow. All right, we're all getting wet. You, me, and my camera. Bye-bye. So what happened? Not a big deal. Our battery went flat. He thinks he left the lights on when he went to get the mail the other day. But anyways, when I brought in all the vegetables, I turned around, I did not get a clip of it. And there was a Monarch caterpillar, a very small one, sitting on top of the handle of my container that I bring the vegetables in from the garden. Just sitting there. It crawled up to the top. So of course, I didn't want to just toss it anywhere. So I put it in a little jar. And when Gary came in, he said he'll go put it out in the garden, which he just did now against the wall. And then he came out and he swapped the battery out. He took the battery out and charged it, is what he did. And then he went back later on in the day when it was charged, hoping it's going to hold. It's an older battery already, too. And it did hold. So this is what he does. There's the battery he's putting in. He's always working around here. Poor guy, when he has extra work, he doesn't need it. He's got to do these things. But we are enjoying the rain. As you can see, the plants are just loving it. Things are growing so big. Things are so green. It has been beautiful. We don't have any mudsliding around here. I think we have another day or 2 days left of rain, but that's okay. And we're doing okay. I haven't heard of too much damage, though I do know up in the mountains, they are having some flooding in some areas, but everything seems to be running off really good. So he put that caterpillar up against the wall. You saw when he came out. That was the first thing. And here he's done with the car. He's going to test it and see if the battery held. I think we are getting close to getting a new battery anyways. He's got the empty jar where it was a little jar I had, and I dropped him in there because I didn't want him crawling around the kitchen until Gary came in to go do the truck. And now he's going to test it. And the engine works. And the horn works. So we have power again. Of course, we have the red car I've got there too, if we had to, but all is good. And you would think he's done because he's been working on that in the rain. I think he's got cobwebs on his hat. He gets into the bushes and he comes in, and sometimes he even brings in critters from outside sitting on his hat. He once told me an orb spider will never land on you and stay on you. As he came in with a great big orb spider just nestled on top of his hat once. And look, he's going to go back. I checked the camera. He wants to make sure the caterpillar is there and okay. Oh my goodness. What a guy. Because I asked him when he came in, what did you go back to do? Because I just wanted to see how the caterpillar was doing. And he saw other ones there. So we have quite a few monarch caterpillars right now around. A little off season, but what are you going to do? Ah, bless his heart.